Hey, what's going on, everybody? We'll get moving in 5 minutes. We will start at 10. We will start at 10. Oh no, am I ashy? Oh no. Let's do it. Top of the morning stream. Get this up. Do this. Do. Get ready for that. I'm probably gonna head out at let's see what time I want to head out. I want to head out. It's in my best interest to get the ball rolling on that at about 11:40. 11:45 is gonna be the best bet that I'll roll that and get the ball. Yeah. We'll schedule that for like 11:45 ish. Why I'm yawning so much? I don't think I'm sleepy at all. Goodness. Oh, man, it's gonna be a week. About that. All right, so I already audio checked. Top of the morning to you. If you're just coming in, we will be starting at 10 o'clock on the dot. Drop a comment in the live chat for me. That's the part I'll start recording. Boom. All right. Show gotta go on. Hey y'all, what's going on? It's Head the Operator. We will be reacting to Daniel's Pink video. It's called Why Forcing Yourself to Work Never Works. So we're going to get started right now. Let's do it. Give me 1 second. I don't know why that mark is right there. Give me 1 second. I'm just gonna have to edit that out. So be it. We'll do that. Replay, I'll just have to edit that out. We just do that. Boom. That looks way better. Okay. All right, let's get started.
Finding. Too many of us still try to motivate. About 15 years ago, I wrote a book about motivation, and it succeeded beyond anything I imagined. 159 weeks on the New York Times bestseller list, several million copies in more than 40 languages. Amazon later named it one of the best leadership books of all time. And yet, here's the strange thing. Most of what we do at work and school still ignores the book's central finding. Too many of us still try to motivate ourselves using outdated ideas, and the evidence shows they often backfire. So, this video isn't a book summary or a chapter-by-chapter recap. It's unfinished business. I'm going to walk through the 7 most important insights from Drive, the ideas people tell me they found most surprising, most useful, and most unsettling. By the end, you'll see how motivation actually works and what you can do differently starting now. So let's start with the belief that causes the most damage. Insight number 1, carrots and sticks don't work nearly as well as we think. We tend to believe that motivation is simple. If you reward behavior, you get more of it. If you punish behavior, you get less of it. In 50 years of social science, especially the work of Edward Deci and Richard Ryan, says that's true. Sometimes. But not all the time. There's a certain kind of motivator we use in organizations and schools. Social scientists call it a controlling contingent motivator. I call it an if-then reward, as in if you do this, then you get that. If you hit this target, then you get a bonus. If you finish your homework, then you get dessert. In the first 2 chapters of Drive, I review decades of research that distills to a simple conclusion. If-then rewards work well for simple tasks with short time horizons. But they work far less well for complex creative tasks with long time horizons. To see why this fails.
Yeah, and I had to stop it right there to say that that's very correct. I like how you articulated that, and I tell people that all the time, that it's okay to have short-term goals and you always thinking of, okay, what's the end result? But I think people's natural default is to just get obsessed with trying, get obsessed with taking action, get obsessed with the doing. That is the most critical thing that you need to achieve any goal, or any goal worth having, any goal that's going to take more than 3 months, 6 months, a year, 3 years, 5 years to accomplish and complete. I don't care if it take you 10 years. If it's going to take that, then I don't want you every single day always thinking of the end result, because when you look at the end result, it's extremely easy to get caught up. When you look at the end result, it's extremely easy to be discouraged.
So often, there's a simple experiment that makes it obvious. Imagine you're sitting at a table. In front of you are a candle, a box of tacks, and a book of matches. Your task is to attach the candle to the wall so that the wax doesn't drip onto the table. Now, most people try to tack the candle directly to the wall. That doesn't work. Or they try melting the candle to the wall. That doesn't work either. Eventually, after lots of frustration, they have an insight.
We saw that buying a mattress is way too confusing and way too expensive. We started Helix to change that. Hi, I'm Adam, co-founder of Helix.
Empty the tack box. Tack the box to the wall. Use it as a platform for the candle. The key is seeing the box not just as a container, but as part of the solution. Now here's the kicker. When psychologist Sam Glucksberg ran this experiment back in the 1960s and offered cash rewards for the fastest solution, the incentivized group took 3.5 minutes longer to solve the problem than the group with no reward at all. Let that sink in. The reward didn't sharpen thinking, it dulled it. The reward didn't accelerate performance, it slowed it. That counterintuitive finding launches the entire argument of Drive. So here's a simple takeaway. Use if-then rewards for straightforward, mechanical tasks with easy outcomes and a short timeline, but avoid them for complex, creative tasks. And once you see that, the bigger question becomes this.
Yeah, and just to reiterate that point, it's more so because you don't have to hold it as long. Just think of it like that. You don't have to hold this dangling carrot in front of your face as long, because it's just going to be something short term that's going to happen in 10 minutes, 30 minutes, an hour, within 4 hours, within the same day. But when you guys want these goals where it's like, hey, I want my business to make 10,000, 50,000 a month and things like that. Well, we know that's not about to happen today. Realistically, idealistically, we will all want that if we have a business or whatnot. But seriously, you have to always consider those things, that anything that's really worth having is going to take time and effort. And that's the key word, is effort. Be obsessed with trying.
What actually drives us? Insight number 2. Human beings have 3 drives, not 1. One reason we get motivation so wrong is that we oversimplify human nature. We treat people as if they're one-dimensional or maybe two-dimensional, but human beings are three-dimensional. We have 3 drives. First, we have biological drives. We eat when we're hungry, we drink when we're thirsty, we sleep when we're tired. Extrinsic motivation. In many instances, we do respond predictably to rewards and punishments. Pay your kid to take out the trash, and she'll probably do it. Fine an employee for showing up late, and they'll likely show up on time, at least at first. But that's not the whole story, because we all have a 3rd drive, intrinsic motivation. Edward Deci, the social scientist I mentioned a moment ago, put it like this: human beings have an inherent tendency to seek out novelty and challenges, to extend and exercise their capacities, and to explore and to learn. In other words, we don't just do things to survive or to get a prize. We do things because we like doing them, because they're inherently fulfilling, because they're the right thing to do, because they connect us with others. The reward is the activity itself, the learning, the progress, the sense of purpose. This 3rd drive isn't a bonus, it's a core part of who we are. So another takeaway: find your 3rd drive by writing down 3 things you do for free. Maybe it's create art, or work with kids, or build a business. Doesn't matter. List them, and that's a window into what really motivates you. Now, this doesn't mean rewards don't matter. They do, just differently than we think. Insight number 3. Rewards still matter, just not the way we use them. Let me be very clear about something. Drive is not an argument against rewards. Human beings like rewards. You like rewards. I like rewards. This is an argument for using rewards based on science, not intuition, because not all rewards are created equal. Start with the basic truth.
No.
On the job,
not.
people need to be paid, and paid fairly. That's a baseline condition for motivation. If people are underpaid or treated unfairly, motivation collapses. And let's be honest, a lot of people today aren't being paid what they deserve. Baseline rewards are necessary.
Understatement.
But they're not sufficient. Problems arise when the rewards become the reason for doing the work. To see why, consider a now classic experiment led by Stanford psychologist Mark Lepper. He studied preschoolers who...
I don't got a book that's written by Mark Lepper, but what book mentioned Mark Lepper that I have? I can't remember.
Loved to draw, and he divided them into 3 groups. The first was the expected reward group. These kids were told ahead of time, if you draw, then you'll get an award. The second was the unexpected reward group. They were simply asked to draw, and only after they finished did they receive an award. The third was the no reward group. They drew with no promise and no prize. 2 weeks later, during free play, the researchers watched what happened. The unexpected reward and the no reward kids kept drawing just as much and with the same enjoyment as before. But the expected reward kids, the one who'd drawn in order to get the prize, lost interest. They spent far less time drawing. Only one thing killed motivation: knowing in advance there was a reward.
Bingo. I mean, and I think that was the point I made early on in this video, was that when you guys have these elaborate goals and expectations that you're setting for yourself, and they're long-term goals and goals that's worth having and worth achieving, you don't want to keep thinking about the end result time and time out through the day, because it makes you think about the negative too much. It's a reminder every day, like, oh, I'm not where I want to be, and it's this large discrepancy gap. And if you keep getting caught up in that perpetual loop day in and day out, let's say it's a goal that's really realistically is going to take 3 years. It's no way. I keep stressing this point. It's no way that you keep obsessing about that goal and you keep thinking of the end result and you won't just get discouraged and you give up. If most of the things that we wanted in life will happen in a day or 5 days, most people will have exactly what they want. People be having a new car that they want. People will be having a new house that they want. People will be making the type of income monthly that they want. People will have this and that. People will have better health, better diets. If it was just that easy. That's just like somebody starting off working out. When somebody starts off working out and they want to lose, let's say 70 pounds, you know, if they set a goal like, hey, I want to lose 70 pounds, it may take me 4 years to lose that weight. You don't want them to taking their mindset every workout. Oh man, the end result, man, I gotta get down. I gotta go from, let's say 250 to 180. I gotta drop that. I gotta get back to 180. I gotta get back to 180 every time. Like, no, you just have to take it one step at a time, because this is always something that I've said and I stand by it. Inputs. You put in your daily inputs, or working out. Some people don't work out every day. I don't work out every day. I work out every other day. But putting your daily inputs is the small things that lead up to the big thing. Get obsessed with trying, get obsessed with doing, because too many times what we do is we like to say, okay, on this side, this is losing, this side, this is winning. And when we're trying to do anything, we always just keep thinking about the win. We keep thinking about the reward. We keep thinking about the win. But the people that's going to really elevate to that level of consistency is the people who are going to get obsessed in that middle ground, which is trying and doing. Give you an example. If you even think of somebody like a Michael Jordan, you think he really cared, truly cared just about getting this stupid trophy at the end of winning rings or whatever? No, if he was only obsessed game in and game out of the end result of a ring, then it's no way he would have games during the regular season where he's dropping 40, 50 points. I want y'all to understand that, and that's the best analogy that's coming to mind when I'm trying to give you this concept of just being obsessed and doing the action and doing the work and trying. And he just mentioned this study. It's a great study when they had kids, and it was like, oh, it's a reward for drawing. They were discouraged faster. Why? Because it's so taxing mentally to always think about the end result when you're in the beginning especially in the beginning stages. You know, you might go in the honeymoon stage when you like, oh, I want to try this new mentorship, or oh, I want to try this new thing out and that new thing out, and you're just super optimistic and pumped. But as soon as that honeymoon phase fade away, and it's going to happen like extremely fast, then boom, you feel lost in despair. And I understand that feeling, and that's why you have to be obsessed and just trying and doing and showing up, putting in daily inputs for one day the big output could come to you. That's the best way to go about things. And of course, when it's something short term, the short term things, you don't have to hold on as long, so it's not as mentally draining and taxing.
Drawing became something they did to get something else. It stopped being something they did because they loved it. Now, this can get tricky in the workplace. There's no perfect recipe for compensation. And Insight 3 doesn't mean that everybody should be paid the same. Some people contribute more and therefore should be paid more. And this doesn't mean that variable compensation is bad. But it must be simple, hard to gain, and connected to outcomes that matter. When rewards become overly complex or complicated, they stop motivating and start distorting behavior. Now let's move to what works better. Insight number 4. Autonomy is the starting point of motivation. What?
Autonomy is the starting point of motivation. So, lamest terms, freedom. Freedom is the starting point of motivation.
Once people are paid fairly, something else matters even more. Autonomy. Autonomy is the ability to have some control over one's life and work. And this isn't some fluffy...
Yeah, like I said, it's just freedom. Just it's interchangeable with freedom.
Feel-good concept?
Stock up this summer with Paleo Valley's buy one, get one free offer on bone broth protein. If you're someone who cares about the health...
Research shows that organizations offering greater autonomy often outperform control-oriented firms, sometimes dramatically. Autonomy doesn't mean isolation. It doesn't mean anarchy. Maybe the best way to understand autonomy is to think about its opposite, control. Human beings have only two reactions to control. They comply or they defy. But we don't want pure compliance at work or at school, and we don't want defiance either. We want engagement. And the way that people engage,
Yeah, you got to think. Anytime you put a lot of stipulations and rules on anything, it's just a higher cognitive load on yourself. So of course, they don't perform as well. And we always hear people like, oh, you perform better under pressure and things like that. No, man, people don't want a bunch of rules. And that's why they've done studies and said that when you give people a sense of autonomy, aka freedom in the workplace, they actually accomplish more and they get more things done, because it's a free fall, but they already, how can I say it? It's less of a cognitive load where they know, okay, they got a general framework of how they need to go about getting their job done, and they just go with the flow. It's way easier than somebody is micromanaging you. You just feel stressed. You feel like you're under a microscope. So of course, anytime, let's say if it was a school play or you had to do public speaking, when it's all eyes on you, it can be challenging to say one or two sentences. But if you're just talking to a friend or whatever, where it's not that much pressure, you perform way better with what? Speaking and communicating. So same difference. So what's this point?
The way that you engage is by getting there under your own steam. Well, indeed, they defy. But we don't want only two reactions about its opposite, control. Human beings.
And then control. So it's funny because over at Operator Network, I got my 8-week one-on-one mentorship called Operator Reset. And that is literally the first segment is control. So I'll take you guys through 3 phases, 3 segments. It's control, consistency, and independence. So if you guys are interested in that, click the link down below, book a one-on-one with me, and we can see if we're a good fit for one another. So y'all know what it is. It's Hef. Don't be stuck and done forever. Let's learn and grow together. I'm out.